Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today's video is a bit of a mix, actually. But I've just watched Scoop on Netflix, which is all about the Emily Maitlis Newsweek interview with Prince Andrew. And I have thoughts on the production of that. Firstly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of you for the happy birthday wishes for the other day. Thank you. And to anyone else who also had a birthday then. And happy birthday to Trevor for yesterday. I hope you had an awesome time. Plenty of Guinness. And yes, I see Wally is back. Yankee Wally is back. She is on X. I will put a link in the description and I will put a pinned comment. And now, thanks to Elon Musk, people can upload videos, quite long videos. So she's going to start there. Just nice and slowly, okay? And it's wonderful to see her back, especially at this particular time, because I think what I'm going to talk about in this video, I think there's quite a few people out there who are about to be outed quite badly for stuff they've been saying on social media with the illusion, shall we say, of anonymity. This cloak of anonymity, which seems to have been stripped away from one or two sugars. And yeah, I will mention Dan Wootton as well. But before that, I'd like to say a massive thank you again to Lady C for giving me the opportunity. Now, I want to clear this up. I did not contact Lady C. This is how kind she is. This is the type of person that she is. Her publisher reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and said, would I like the opportunity to interview her? And I just thought that was the kindest, most lovely thing to do. Very aristocratic. And of course I said, yes, I would love to. And so there was a little exchange. And that is the type of person that she is. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing the other interviews. I've seen some of them with the other YouTubers. And isn't that wonderful that she's come to help the YouTube community? The mainstream media, I'm just at a loss with them these days. They just don't seem to, they do not have their finger on the pulse, which this Scoop programme that I've just watched clearly demonstrates. They do not have their finger on the pulse at all. Firstly, it's made, well, if you've seen one Netflix programme, you've seen them all, quite frankly. Netflix seem to have this style, don't they, where it's all moody and there's no actual script. It's all elongated looks and stares and ooh and all this kind of shit. Do they actually have script writers? Now, I love Billie Piper. I love that other girl, what's she called, Gillian Anderson. I was never an X-Files person, but I think she does a sterling British accent. She looks like Emily Maitlis. She sounds like her. I actually thought her portrayal of Margaret Thatcher in The Crown was also awesome. They've got a great cast. But I mean, really, it didn't say anything new. Prince Andrew was getting heat, and he decided to give an interview to Newsweek with Emily Maitlis, and we all watched it. And then he got criticised and stepped down. Have I missed anything? So you don't have to bother going watching Scoop. I mean, you can. It's quite mesmeric, you know, if you want to nod off or you feel tense or stressed. It's a bit like a de-stress, one of those hypnotic tapes you put on. It's got all the usual background Netflixy type noises that they make. They must say to people who have production companies, make it a certain way. It's like stamp, 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 stamp. Each Netflix show just seems to be a carbon copy of another Netflix show. It's only when they buy shows that were made for other networks and they put them on that you think, oh, breath of fresh air, something entertaining. But all the others, they just follow the same format of the Netflix show The Crown. They just follow the same thing, long stares, no script, and when they do speak, they whisper. And I think, what did they just say? What was that? I couldn't hear that. Why are they whispering? Oh, Netflix. Might have worked 10 years ago and was very successful, but it's wearing a bit thin after a decade of this crap. So, I mean, I didn't learn anything new, but suddenly it occurred to me. Back then, everybody was making a big do about the photograph of Virginia Giuffre, Roberts' woman. And ever since I first saw that photograph, I thought something's not right. Now, feel free to put in the comments, but I mean, I don't really need anyone to explain what's not right, or what, you know, the arm's not here, that's not right. Just as a cursory glance, from the very first moment I saw it, I felt that photo was a fake. But the critics and the anti-monarchists leapt on it, and saying it was genuine, whereas the Princess of Wales releases a very harmless family photo with her 3 children. Oh my God, stop the press, Christopher Boozy, do, 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 do. Where was all that scrutiny going on with the Andrew and Giuffre photograph? I'm sorry, you can't have it both ways. You can't insist that that photograph's genuine, and then with Catherine, say nothing can be believed. I'm sorry, but the words fuck off just come to mind. So, those are my thoughts and opinions. We're off to the boat today, and cleaning. And it just seems to me there's a bit of a campaign against the royal family, and then I was thinking, well, there are people who stand up for the royal family. A lot of YouTube channels stand up for the royal family. Trevor, of course, springs to mind, has stood up for the royal family. He's met Prince Andrew. He stood up for Andrew in the past. And he's been treated like shit by YouTube. And he's been trolled by the Sugars. Oh, yes, I was going to come to that as well. Then there's dear Wally, standing up for the Queen. They have the same birthday, you see. She's a monarchist, and she gets trolled because she goes to defend. And then people like me, I'm not the only one, loads of people have stepped up to defend Wally and Trevor. Then they get trolled. Someone recently has stepped up, completely of their own volition, to defend me and my family. They are now getting attacked and trolled. Oh, yes. Some people are going through their social media, finding their children, saying, let's get their kids fired, let's get them fired, let's get them evicted from their house, what are they up to, what church do they go to, let's make them a social pariah. Oh, but, Sugars, a spotlight is coming. Now, this is something I do believe with the mainstream media is coming. They are watching, they are building, they keep doing stories, and it's going to look really bad. I see some guy, UCLA, I don't know who he is. I don't know if he tweeted in his own name or if he had a hidden account which has been exposed. I was waiting for the Dan Wootton thing to come out, expecting it to be a lot more than it was, but basically what Dan, I suppose he may be new to the party, what he put out about Pagan Trelawney and Sarah Data is nothing that I hadn't heard from Wally 4 years ago and everyone else. There was nothing new in that. So I was a little disappointed, and I do feel that a lot more, you know, I felt it was going to be the real unmasking. Here's this person, and this is where they work, and this is what they've been doing. And it wasn't really like that. But that time is coming. It will come. It's inevitable. I'm seeing it more and more and more. I sense a great panic amongst the Sugars. Well, they shouldn't have been so awful when they thought nobody was ever going to know who they were. I know who a lot of people think Pagan Trelawney is, and I agree with you. And I'm not going to say it because I don't have any hard evidence. But the woman behind the Pagan Trelawney account, I am 99.99999% certain I recognise the voice, and yes, she is a celebrity. Yes. And before you ask, it's not Trisha Goddard. For starters, guys, do any of you think that Trisha comes across as a lady who needs to hide? I'm not a fan of Trisha Goddard, but do you really think she needs to hide behind a troll account? I don't think so. I think Trisha is quite capable and is going through her own things at the moment. No, it's not Trisha Goddard, but I'm pretty sure I know who it is, as Sue Smith would say. And oh dear, whoopsie doodle, that person's life will most likely, if I'm right, and if any mainstream media out them, their life's going to be over. Not that they're not like super famous, but they were once upon a time, you know. Interesting, isn't it, how some people behave? I mean, me, I don't hide behind hidden personas. I'm here. Look, you can see who I am. You can hear my voice. I tell you what my real name is. My family's been attacked. We don't hide anything. But I just don't understand, and I do understand a lot of you wanting to have anonymous accounts to comment, but your comments, you're not being mean. I don't see you making death threats against Meghan or racist or horrible comments or anything like that, but some people set up a private persona deliberately for the purpose of being absolutely awful and something that they would never dare to say as themselves. And it will be interesting watching it unfold, and I'm certain it is going to unfold, and I'm really glad that Wally is back for this moment. And I wonder one day if the mainstream media will have the courage to tell Wally's story. Do you know, I saw a story years ago. There was a lady who ran, I can't remember if it was YouTube or Twitter or what it was. She was on one of the social media platforms, and I can't remember who it was she was criticising, but she was doing it as her. And the press went on to her, and she committed suicide, actually, in the end. I just remember that part thinking, you know, because the mainstream media sort of, they didn't watch her content. That was the impression I got from the comments. They hadn't actually taken the time to get to know her or what she was all about. They just believed what was in mainstream media. And so I hope and pray they never do. Well, they do that to Wally. We're all going to be there and have her back. I am looking forward to reading Lady C's book. And I wonder if mainstream media will pick up on these things. I see they are beginning to suggest that maybe Meghan has 1 or 2 fake followers on Instagram. She still hasn't hit 600,000. Well, she hadn't yesterday when I looked. I haven't looked today. I see desperate puff pieces. I saw about 10 of them yesterday. All came out at the same time. Harry and Meghan want to be friends with the royal family. Meghan wants to reach out to Kate. Harry wants to go back to the UK. They want to support the royal family. We need to come back. Please, 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 please. We're in the ship. We've got no money. That's how it came across to me. Nobody signed up to the Instagram because, I mean, 500,000, that's nothing for someone as world famous as her. It's nothing. She should have expected 10 million, 5 million minimum. She's got 500,000. She's struggling to reach 600,000 and has been for a couple of weeks. I don't see what WME are doing. I'm not seeing them booking her for anything. These lame visits. They'll be booking a pop concert next, you'll see. There'll be a pat walk in a car park. What else is they do? They'll buy some award none of us ever heard of. They'll be sitting on some panel, talking to a load of people, load of word salad that they've paid for. They might book a sports event so they can be filmed going, oh, look, they scored a goal, or whatever it is. I don't know anything about sport. It'll be one of those things. But mark my words, I believe their money is running out and their options are running out. And those puff pieces yesterday, my God, they want to run back to the royal family. And it is all coming to a head. And I really, I mean, I am very much looking forward to the Duke of Pantaleimon. Now, I saw that blog, and that person is confident that they have the actual identities of all of what they refer to as the sewer squad. Well, interesting times ahead. In the meantime, again, thank you all very much for sticking with me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Wally's first video uploaded on X. As I say, I will put a link in the description, and Trevor is on Instagram, and I'll get his Instagram and I'll put that in the description, and I will also put that in the pinned comment if anybody wants to go over there and watch Trevor, because really he's not leaving YouTube, I don't think, but he's quite fed up, and I don't blame him one bit. Well, I think that's quite enough from me for today. I've got to get on, and I will be doing videos very soon from my bilge on my boat. You can all help me clean it up. As always, thank you very much for listening.